Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Siti Nurjanah from Manajemen Study Program 2018. In this video, I will present my research entitled The Influence of Perceived Usefulness and Perceived Disuse on Repurchase Intention with Trust as Intervening. Survey on Lazada customers in DKI Jakarta. Before I start my presentation, I would like to thanks to Mr. Agung Kresnamurti Rivai and Mr. Shandy Aditya as lecturers who guided me in conducting this research. The first chapter is the introduction, and the first topic to be discussed is the background of the research. The development of technology today has an impact on human life. One of these technological developments is the high growth of internet users in Asia, especially Indonesia, where Indonesia is in third position with 212 million internet users. This means that 76.8% of Indonesia's population has used the internet. So, with the very rapid development of the internet, especially with the current outbreak of the COVID-19 virus pandemic, it has had an impact on change in consumer consumption patterns to divert all forms of activity and fulfill their needs by using digital services. As data obtained from Beniristu 2021 regarding a survey conducted by the Kata Data Insight Center shows that the consumption of digital services carried out by Gen Z increased during the pandemic, whereas many as 57 were users of e-commerce sites, 36% were users of food delivery service, and 23% were users grocery delivery service. And the reason for using the digital service is because of the easy of use and perceived usefulness, such as being more effective and efficient, such as the availability of more product choices, promotions or discounts, lower product prices, more practical, and the risk of the possibility of contracting COVID-19 is small. So from this fact, companies are aware of the importance of digital technology in the current era and start competing to provide a marketplace. According to Resmi 2021, marketplace is a platform that has a duty as an intermediary that accommodates between consumers and sellers to be able to transact products or service online. Examples of marketplace in Indonesia are Shopee, Tokopedia, Lazada, and others. Based on data from Setiawati Desi 2021, during the pandemic, it has encouraged consumer behavior to shop online so that the gross merchandise value of the three main players in the e-commerce sector from 2022 2021 has each experienced a significant increase. Shopee occupies the first position, then followed by Tokopedia in the second position, while in the third position is occupied by Lazada. One of the marketplaces in Indonesia is Lazada. Lazada is an online buying and selling site that was founded in Singapore in 2012 and already operates in many countries such as Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia, Vietnam, and the Philippines. Lazada provides a wide range of products, services, payment methods, and delivery systems with the aim of providing an easy and enjoyable shopping experience for its customers. According to Soliha 2021, during the COVID-19 pandemic in the second quarter of 2021, Lazada was ranked for visited by customers as the most popular marketplace website in Indonesia, then ranked second in the Play Store and was in the third place in the App Store. In addition, data based on the Top Brand Award 2021 shows that Lazada managed to get the third ranked in the top category on online shopping sites in Indonesia. Based on this data, Lazada is still below its competitors. This means that many customers prefer competing marketplace over Lazada, which may be due to several factors or serious problems experienced by customers when making their purchase transactions at Lazada. So from these problems, it will certainly cause customers to not trust using the Lazada site to make repurchase intention in the future. According to Puspitasari and Briliana 2017, repurchase intention can be influenced by several factors, including perceived usefulness, perceived disobvious, trust, and perceived enjoyment. Based Based on results of an initial survey that has been conducted on 30 respondents who are Lazada customers in DKI Jakarta, there are 26 respondents or 86.7% who have experienced problems or obstacles when shopping online at Lazada, and as many as 4 respondents or 13.3% have never experienced problems or obstacles when shopping online at Lazada. The table beside this represents the constraints experienced by customers when using the Lazada site to make purchases. Constraints experienced by customers regarding perceived usefulness are as many as 17 respondents experiencing delays in product delivery, as many as 16 respondents stating that they didn't get the required information, as many as 13 respondents stating that the product variants are not complete, as many as 13 respondents experienced the product doesn't match the order, and as many as 8 respondents said that shopping at Lazada is less efficient. Furthermore, the obstacles experienced by customers regarding perceived disobvious were as many as 17 respondents said that online payments at Lazada were difficult. 15 respondents said that the menu display in Lazada was difficult to understand. As many as 12 respondents said the desired product was difficult to find. As many as 11 respondents said that it was difficult to access Lazada on a cell phone or PC, and as many as 9 respondents said that the product purchase guide at Lazada was difficult to understand. Of the many problems that customers complain, it will certainly cause customers not to believe in using the Lazada site to make repurchase intentions in the future. This is because, based on the results of the initial survey, 22 respondents said that these obstacles could reduce their trust in Lazada and could also hinder their intention to repurchase at Lazada. It is also supported by research conducted by Yeo et al., Lin and Wang, Puspitasari and Briliana, Duta that perceived usefulness can be one of the factors that influence repurchase intentions. In addition, based on research conducted by Suleman et al., Junuati, Puspitasari and Briliana, Duta that perceived disobvious is also one of the factors that can affect repurchase intention. Of these two problems, namely perceived usefulness and perceived disobvious, will have a major impact on customer repurchase intention on online shopping sites. To achieve repurchase intention on online purchase transaction, it is necessary to have customer trust on the site. Trust is one of the factors that can influence customer repurchase intention behavior in the e-commerce sector. This is because all transactions and communications made will be completely virtual, which ultimately makes customers more vulnerable to transaction risks when there is a sense of uncertainty about the quality of online services offered by the company. According to and Paul in Lukito and Iksan, Therefore, to be able to retain loyal customers, which are always closely related to customers' intention to repurchase, online businesses need to form strategies that can build customer trust. This strategy can done by exploring how online trust is given by the company to its customer. The exploration of online trust is always accompanied by a part of technology adoption, such as perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use, according to Awad and Rogowski. As research has been conducted by Lin and Wang and Sebagai et al., which shows that perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use will lead to increased customer trust on online sites, so that this trust will encourage customers' intention to use or repurchase from the site in the future. Based on the problems that have been described, this research is entitled The Influence of Perceived Usefulness and Perceived Ease of Use or Repurchase Intention with Trust as Intervening. Survey on Lazada customers in Rivai, Jakarta. Next is the problems formulation. This research consists of 7 problem formulations, including: first, does perceived usefulness have a significant effect on trust on the Lazada site? Second, does perceived ease of use have a significant effect on trust on the Lazada site? Third, does trust have a significant effect on repurchase intention on the Lazada site? Four, does perceived usefulness have a significant impact on repurchase intention on the Lazada site? Fifth, does perceived ease of use have a significant effect on repurchase intention on the Lazada site? Sixth, does perceived usefulness have a significant effect on repurchase intention through trust on the Lazada site? 7. Does perceived usefulness have a significant effect on repurchase intention through trust on the Lazada site? Next is research purpose. There are 7 objectives of this research, as we can see on the screen. Next is benefits of research. The theoretical benefits of this research are expected can be a reference for the development of knowledge in the field of marketing management. Then the benefit of this research for researchers are expected can increase the knowledge and insight of researchers regarding perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, or repurchase intention through trust. Then the benefits of this research for the company are expected can provide input to e-commerce companies to find out more about the factor that can affect repurchase intention to trust, so that it can be used to improve company performance in the future. While the benefits of this research for readers are expected can provide news, insights, or knowledge as a reference for conducting further research. Then the second chapter is theoretical study, and the first topic discussed is supporting theory. The first supporting theory is the technology acceptance model. E-commerce is closely related to the acceptance of information technology. This is because the system can only be used if it is connected to technology or the internet network. So the model related to the acceptance of information technology is the technology acceptance model. According to Dewi et al., Technology acceptance model is a model developed by Davis in 1989 and designed to be able to predict and explain consumer behavior in accepting and using a technology. According to Sandra and Santika, TAM is a model adopted from theory of reason action, which was developed by Fishbein and Aditya in 1975. Tra is a theory of reason action which refers to a premise that individual reactions and perception of a thing will determine or influence the attitudes and behavior of the individual. According to Pinhu and Soros in Herdianto and Hidayatullah, in Tra theory, behavior is determined by behavior, intention, attitude, subjective norms, beliefs, and normative beliefs. while in time theory as two main constructs to TRA, namely perceived usefulness and perceived disuse, so that the original constructs of term are perceived usefulness, perceived disuse, attitude, behavior, intention, actual system usage, and external variables, namely experience and complexity, according to Charisma and Suprapti. According to Wen et al., in Dewi et al., these two constructs can affect the intention to use technology, which in turn will affect the customer's intention to continue to use the technology to make online purchases. Next is repurchase intention. According to Heller et al., argues that repurchase intention is a decision made by a customer based on an assessment of a previous purchase of a service or product and is intended to be repurchased from the same company or brand by looking at the customer situation and possibilities at the time. Then, trust. According to Mayer in Lin and Wang, trust is an individual's willingness to be vulnerable to the actions of another party based on the expectation that party will take certain actions that are important to the trustee regardless of his ability to monitor and control the other party. Next, perceived usefulness. According to Vijay Sarati in Marinkovic and Kelly, in the online shopping system, perceived usefulness is defined as the customers believe that online shopping can provide access to useful information, can facilitate shopping comparisons, and can enable faster shopping transactions. The last one is perceived is obvious. In the context of online shopping, according to Buta, perceived disobvious is the customer's belief that he feels easy when interacting with online shopping websites needed to make purchases. Next is relevant research. There are several previous studies that are relevant to this research which can be seen in the following screens. Next is the theory, framework, and hypothesis development. First, the effect of perceived usefulness and trust, based on research conducted by Wilson et al. 2021, shows the result that perceived usefulness has a positive and significant effect on trust, which means that when the site or technology provided by the company is useful for customer because it can increase their value, efficiency, and performance in carrying out activities or making purchases, they will have confidence that the company's performance will not disappoint them so that it will have a positive effect on the company because it has succeeded in building and maintaining customer trust in the company. Then the first hypothesis formulated, namely perceived usefulness has a significant effect on trust. Second, the effect perceived disobvious and trust. Based on research conducted by Shekhar and Jaidev 2020, shows the result that perceived disobvious has a positive and significant effect on trust, which means that when customers feel that the website they use is easy to understand and the perceived disobvious is high, it will lead to the creation of customer trust and lower misunderstandings when using the site. Then the second hypothesis formulated, namely perceived disobvious has a significant effect on trust. Third, the effect of trust and repurchase intention, based on research conducted by et al. 2021, show the result that trust has a positive and significant effect on repurchase intention, which means that with a high level of customer trust in the site, due to the provision of accurate information and services, it can convince customers that the buying process is free from risks, which will ultimately lead customers to decide to make the purchase transaction so that it will generate long-term customers or customer loyalty. Then the third hypothesis that is formulated is that trust has a significant effect on repurchase intention. 4. The effect of perceived usefulness and repurchase intention. Based on research conducted by Puspita Sari and Liliana, 2017 saw the result that perceived usefulness has a positive and significant effect on repurchase intention, which means that when online shopping sites are able to help customers complete their purchase transaction more efficiently, customers will be more likely to have a strong intention to repurchase. Then the fourth hypothesis formulate, namely perceived usefulness, has a significant effect on repurchase intention. Fifth, the effect of perceived ease of use and repurchase intention. Based on research conducted by Bashar and Shandy 2016, shows the result that perceived use has a positive and significant effect on repurchase intention, which means that when customers find it easy when shopping online because of the ease of using the site and easy to pay online, customers will tend to intend to repurchase on the site. Then the fifth hypothesis formulate, namely perceived ease of use, has a significant effect on repurchase tension. Six, the effect of perceived usefulness, trust, and repurchase tension. There is a positive and significant influence between perceived usefulness on repurchase tension through trust carried out by Lin and Wang 2018, which means the perception of greater benefits from electronic system or technology can help overcome concern about transactional uncertainty so as to increase trust between both parties and thereby increase customer intention to reuse or make repeat purchases on the online system. Then, the sixth hypothesis formulate, namely perceived usefulness, has a significant effect on repurchase intention through trust. 7. The effect of perceived ease of use, trust, and repurchase intention. Based on research conducted by sebagai et al. 2018, which shows the result that perceived ease of use has a positive and significant effect on repurchase intentions through trust, which means that when customers find it easy to access the site to make transaction, it is easy to get what they order and easy to interact with the site, that it can increase customer trust where customers believe that the company can meet customer expectation, have the intention to provide good attention and service to its customer. So from this trust that can trigger customers to be interested in making repurchases on the site. Then the 7 hypothesis formulate, namely perceived ease of use, has a significant effect on repurchase intention through trust. The following is the research framework in this study. Furthermore, the third chapter is research methodology. For the place and time, this research was conducted in DKI Jakarta and was carried out from January 2022 to July 2022. The research approach used in this study is a quantitative approach. The population in this study are customers in DKI Jakarta who have made purchases at Lazada, either through the website or application at least 5 times in the past year. The number of samples used in this study is at least 200 respondents with sample characteristics, namely domicile in DKI Jakarta and age 18 to 38 years and have made purchase transaction at Lazada at least 5 times in the past year. The sampling method used in this study, namely by using the non-probability sampling method, and the non-probability sampling technique used in this study is purposive sampling. For data collection techniques, the study used primary data as a data source through a survey method by distributing online questionnaires was created through a Google form and distributed through social media. Next is the measurement scale. The measurement scale used in this study is to use a Likert type scale of 1 to 6 points consisting of strong strongly disagree with score 1, don't agree with score 2, slightly disagree with score 3, slightly agree with score 4, agree with score 5, strongly agree with score 6. Next is variable operationalization. The operationalization of the variables in this study consists of the dependent variable, namely repurchase, the independent variable, namely perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use, and the intervening variable, namely trust. Next is data analysis techniques. This research used SPSS software version 26 and SAM version 8.8. The first analysis is descriptive analysis, next validity and reliability test, direct and indirect effect, path analysis, goodness of fit test, hypothesis test, and hypothesis testing. And this is goodness of fit index statistics SAM. Next, the fourth chapter is results and discussion, and the first topic to be discussed is data description. This study obtained data by distributing online questionnaire where as many as 252 respondents had filled out questionnaires grouped by gender, age, domicile, let's education, marital status, occupation, and monthly income. The first is gender. For men, the frequency is 102. For women, the frequency is 150, and the total frequency is 252. Next, age. For 18 to 20 years old, the frequency is 17. For 21 to 24 years old, the frequency is 145. For 25 to 28 years old, the frequency is 43. For 29 to 32 years old, the frequency is 32. For 33 to 38 years old, the frequency is 15. So the total frequency is 252. Next, domicile. For West Jakarta, the frequency is 59. For North Jakarta, the frequency is 63. For East Jakarta, the frequency is 68. For South Jakarta, the frequency is 34. For Central Jakarta, the frequency is 23. For Thousand Island, the frequency is 5. So the total frequency is 252. Next, last education. For less than SMA, the frequency is 6. For SMR or sederajat, the frequency is 100H. For diploma, the frequency is 14. For S1, the frequency is 120. For S1 or S2, the frequency is 4. So the total frequency is 252. Next, marital status. For belum menikah, the frequency is 183. For menikah, the frequency is 66. For berpisah or cerai, the frequency is 3. So the total frequency is 252. Next, occupation. For belum or tidak bekerja, the frequency is 13. For pegawai negeri sipil, the frequency is 20. For wirausaha, the frequency is 31. For pegawai swasta, the frequency is 98. For pelajar or mahasiswa, the frequency is 77. For lainnya, the frequency is 13. So the total frequency is 252. Next, income. For less than 1 million, the frequency is 56. For 1 million to 3 million, the frequency is 43. For 3 million 1 to 5 million, the frequency is 70. For 5 million 1, the frequency is 83. So the total frequency is 252. Next is descriptive analysis. In the positive tendency of perceived usefulness variable, the most chosen option is the setuju option of 862 with the statement the Lazada site improves shopping performance. For example, transactions are processed quickly, while in the negative tendency, the most chosen option is the agak tidak setuju option of 129 with the statement using the Lazada site can increase productivity in buying products. In the positive tendency of the perceived disobvious variable, the most chosen option is the setuju option of 966 or 42.6% with a statement with the statement, it is very easy to become proficient in using the Lazada site. Whereas in the negative tendency, the option that was chosen the most was the agak tidak setuju option of 150 or 6.6% with the statement it is easy to find the desired product on Lazada. In the positive tendency of variable trust, the most chosen option is the setuju option of 1032 or 40% with the statement based on experience, the Lazada site provides good service. Meanwhile, in the negative tendency, the option that was chosen the most was the agak tidak setuju option of 159 or 6.3% with the statement, then other sites, the Lazada site is safe and reliable. In the positive tendency of the repurchase intention variable, the most chosen option is the setuju option of 897 or 39.6% with the statement has a high level of willingness to repurchase products at Lazada. Meanwhile, in the negative tendency, the option that was chosen the most was the agak tidak setuju option of 184 or 8.1% with the statement intending to make Lazada a priority online shopping site for making purchases in the future. Next is validity test. The criteria for evaluating the validity test are using a significance level of 5% or 0.05 if the value of R hitung more than R table, then the statement is declared valid. In this study, the value of R table from the number of samples of 252 is 0.1231. The overall result of each item have R hitung greater than R table, namely 0.1231. Therefore, all indicators in the study are declared valid. Next is reliability test. The variables perceived usefulness, perceived disobvious, trust, and repurchase intention have a good reliability based alpha value above 0.8. Next is confirmatory feature analysis. The following is a model of the first-order construct variable perceived usefulness. Based on instrument testing on each indicators of the perceived usefulness variable with the first-order construct, the results show that there are no worse indicators because all indicators have met the standardized solution value requirements, namely 0.5. In addition, the goodness of its indices value of the perceived usefulness variable can be said to be fit because it has met the cut-off value requirements. Based on instrument testing on an indicators of the perceived disk of use variable with the first order construct, the results show that there are two goodness of it indices value that do not fit or do not meet the cut-off value requirements, namely the value of RMSA and AGFE, so that it needs to be retested by doing the modification indices according to the suggestion given by listener software. After retesting by modifying the indices according to the advice given by the listener software, there are indicators that must be removed to be able to meet the model fit requirements, namely the PO4 indicators. So that from 9 indicators, there are no age indicators, and the result of the goodness of it indices value have met the requirements cut-off value, so that it can be stated that the first order model of perceived disk of use has been fit. Based on instrument testing on 10 indicators of the trust variable with the first order construct, the results show that there are two goodness of it indices values that do not fit or do not meet the cutoff value requirements, namely the values from RMSA and AGFE. So it is necessary to retest by modifying the indices according to with the advice provided by Israel software. After retesting by modifying the indices according to the advice given by the listener of software, there are indicators that must be removed to be able to meet the model fit requirements, namely the T1 and T7 indicators. So that from 10 indicators, there are no age indicators, and the result of the goodness of its indices value have been met the cut-off value requirements, so that it can be said that the first order model of trust has been fit. Based on the instrument testing on 9 indicators of the Repurchase variable with the first order construct, the results show that there are not wasted indicators because all indicators have met the standard dissolution value requirements, namely 0.5. In addition, the goodness of fit indices value of the Repurchase variable can be said to be fit because it has met the cut-off value requirements. Next is full model. Based on the result obtained, there are three values of goodness of fit indices that do not fit or do not meet the cut-off value requirements, namely the value of RSMR, GFI, and AGFI, so that it is necessary to retest by modifying indices according to advice given by the Israel software. And here is the same fit model. After carrying out the modification process, some indicators need to be removed in order to meet the model fit requirements. Based on the result obtained, it shows that all variables have a goodness of fit indices value that is in accordance with the cut-off value requirements, so that all variables are considered to have a good level of acceptance, which means that the model is declared to be fit with the existing data. Next is direct and indirect effect test. Based on the table show, the result that the perceived usefulness variable has a direct effect on the trust variable of 0.21. Then the perceived disk of use variable has a direct effect on the trust variable of 0.53. Next, the trust variable has a direct effect on the Repurchase variable of 0.48. The perceived usefulness variable has a direct effect on the Repurchase variable of 0.28, and the variable perceived disk of use has a direct effect on the Repurchase variable of 0.18. Furthermore, the perceived usefulness has an indirect effect on Repurchase variable of 0.10 and the perceived obvious variable has an indirect effect on the repurchase intention variable of 0.25. Next is the hypothesis testing. If the t-value in the structural equation model more than 1096, it indicates that the hypothesis can be accepted, or in other words, there is a significant influence between variables. In addition, hypothesis testing is also carried out by looking at the value of the standard disk total effects. If the value of the standard disk total effect shows positive result, the relationship between the independent variable and dependent variable is positive. Based on the result in the structural equation table model, hypothesis 1 to hypothesis 7, the t-value more than 1.96. Then hypothesis 1 to hypothesis 7 also get positive standard disk total effects. So it can be said that hypothesis 1 to hypothesis 7 has a positive and significant effect. Next is the fifth chapter, namely conclusion and suggestion, and the first topic to be discussed is conclusion. The first hypothesis, which states that perceived usefulness have a significant effect on trust, is accepted. Therefore, perceived usefulness variable has a positive and significant effect on trust variable. The second hypothesis, which states that perceived is obvious has a significant effect on trust, is accepted. Therefore, perceived is obvious variable has a positive and significant effect on trust variable. The third hypothesis, which states that trust has a significant effect on repurchase intention, is accepted. Therefore, trust variable has a positive and significant effect on repurchase intention variable. The fourth hypothesis, which states that perceived usefulness has a significant effect on repurchase intention, is accepted. Therefore, perceived usefulness variable has a positive and significant effect on repurchase intention variable. The fifth hypothesis, which states that perceived use of use has a significant effect on repurchase intention, is accepted. Therefore, perceived use of use variable has a positive and significant effect on repurchase intention variable. The sixth hypothesis, which states that perceived usefulness has a significant effect on repurchase intention to trust, is accepted. Therefore, perceived usefulness variable has a positive and significant effect on repurchase intention variable to trust variable. The seventh hypothesis is that perceived is obvious has a significant effect on repurchase intention to trust, is accepted. Therefore, perceived is obvious variable has a positive and significant effect on repurchase intention variable to trust variable. Next is managerial implication. On the variable perceived usefulness in general get a positive response from the respondents. The indicator that received the highest positive response was 46.8% with the statement the Lazada site improves shopping performance. For example, transactions are processed quickly, while the indicator that received the highest negative response was 11.1% with the statement using the Lazada site can increase productivity in buying products. On the variable perceived is obvious in general get a positive response from the respondents. The indicator that received the highest positive response was 46.4% with the statement it is very easy to become proficient in using the Lazada site, while the indicator that received the highest negative response was 11.1% with the statement it is easy to find the desired product on Lazada. On the variable trust in general get a positive response from the respondents. The indicator that received the highest positive response was 44.8% with the statement based on experience, the Lazada site provides good service, while the indicator that received the highest negative response was 15.1% with the statement that other sites, the Lazada site is safe and reliable. On the variable repurchase intention, in general, got a positive response from the respondents. The indicator that received the highest positive response was 42.9% with the statement has a high level of willingness to repurchase products at Lazada, while the indicator that received the highest negative response was 16.3% with the statement intending to make Lazada a priority online shopping site for making purchases in the future. Next is practice suggestion. On the perceived usefulness variable, the indicator that received the highest negative response was 11.1% based on STS answer, 0.4%, TS 2.8% and ATS 7.9% with the statement using the Lazada site can increase productivity in buying products. The high percentage of negative response is due to the incompleteness of product variants on the Lazada site, so that customers feel that using the site cannot increase their productivity where the site cannot be used in the midst of business or various activities that are being carried out because they cannot meet their needs due to the incomplete product variant, which makes customers still have to look for the products they need in offline store or other online sites. Therefore, Lazada should be able to add products and services that are more diverse and in accordance with customer needs so that customers can feel the benefits of using the site where even though customers are carrying out various activities, they can still fulfill their needs by using the Lazada site, which in the end customers will assume that the site Lazada can increase productivity in buying products so that it will increase customer trust in Lazada because the performance and services provided are able to meet customers' needs, which can ultimately reduce their worries regarding transactions made online and this increase customer intention to repurchase on Lazada. On the perceived disobvious variable, the indicator that received the highest negative response was 11.1% based on STS answer 0.4%, TS 0.8%, and ATS 9.9% with the statement. It is easy to find the desired product on Lazada. The high percentage of negative response is because sometimes Lazada presents product search results that don't match what customers are looking for or want. Therefore, Lazada should be able to improve product search features with a more precise and accurate level of relevancy, and Lazada can also provide product recommendation according to customer desires so that customers can feel the ease of using the Lazada site because customers find it easy to find the products they want, so that this will later increase customer trust in Lazada where customers believe that Lazada is able to meet customer needs, is responsible for managing its business because of the ease of use of the site, and has the intention to provide the best service to its customers, which ultimately can increase customer intention to repurchase at Lazada. On the trust variable, the indicator that received the highest negative response was 15.1% based on STS answer for 2.4%, the TS 4%, and the ATS 8.7% with the statement that other sites, the Lazada site is safe and reliable. The highest percentage of negative responses is because customers feel that Lazada cannot secure customer data on the site. This is indicated by the number of orders that come suddenly to the customer's address, even though they are not making a purchase transaction at Lazada. Besides, the customers also feel Lazada's customer service unreliable in handling customer inquiries regarding order status, order cancellations, returns or refunds, and so on. Therefore, Lazada should be able to improve the security of customer personal data so that there is no misuse of data by irresponsible parties, and also Lazada customer service should be more responsive and more appropriate in providing answers to questions from customers when they are going to make a purchase or when experiencing problems in the transaction process. By increasing customer data security and reliability in Lazada customer service, this can increase customer trust in Lazada because customer concerns regarding uncertainty and risks associated with online transactions are lower, so that this increased trust can encourage customers to intend to repurchase at Lazada. On the variable repurchase mentioned, the indicator that received the highest negative response was 16.3% based on the STS answer of 0.4%, the TS 4%, and the ATS 11.9% with the statement intending to make Lazada a priority online shopping site for making purchase in the future. This shows that customers don't intend to make Lazada their priority online shopping site to make purchase in the future, so that this can lead to reduced customer intention to repurchase at Lazada. Therefore, Lazada should increase the perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use and improve things that cause reduced customer trust, such as further increasing the security of customer personal data so that there is no misuse of data, and increasing the reliability of Lazada customer service to be more responsive and more appropriate in providing services, answer to customers, adding more diverse products and services and in accordance with customer needs, improving product search feature and providing product recommendations that are in accordance with customer desires, improving the appearance of menus or features that are more user-friendly so that it is easier for customers to use and understanding it. Provide convenience in transactions such as provide more diverse payment methods and saving expeditions, and Lazada can also provide attractive discounts, cashbacks, or vouchers so that customers will have the intention to make Lazada as a priority online shopping site for repurchasing in the future. Next is theoretical suggestion. In the future research, other variables can be developed that can affect trust and repurchase intention, such as customer satisfaction according to Lin and Wang, perceived security according to Rivai and Yadav, perceived risks and perceived value according to Sullivan and King. In the future research can increase the number of respondents more than 252 respondents with different sample characteristics. The characteristic of the sample don't only scope the DKI Jakarta area but can expand it by conducting research in the Jabodetabek area or other areas. Indeed, in the future research can use the same variables but with different objects such as Shopee, Tokopedia, Bukalapak, GDID, Grab, Shopee Food, and so on, so that they can give different results. Further research can deepen the result of research by adding references or more recent and accurate data from various sources as a support for conducting better research. That's all my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.